Yep, it's bumpy. 800 feet, making a right turn toward a compass heading of 160, which is what I'm expecting. If necessary, I'm going to delay. Oh, the needle is moving, so timing looks good, actually. Okay, needle is still moving into place. I'm perpendicular to my eventual course right now. See that coming in here. Needle still moving. Climbing through 1,000 feet for 2,500 feet. Needle still moving, but it's not there yet. All right, I'm going to straighten the plane out for a few minutes. Okay, needle's moving into place. Going to continue the right turn to an expected heading of 160, and then we're just going to have to see if that works. All right, here comes 160. I stopped shy of it because the needle's not quite centered yet. Still in the climb. A little bit left of my 160. Waiting for the needle to center. As expected, we're 11.7 miles from that Lawrence VOR. Pretty much as expected so far. (1,500 feet). The VOR needle is coming into center. All right, so I'm going to move to my 160, and if I can just be disciplined enough to hold that 160 reliably, I'm going to find out if we have the correct wind correction angle for what the conditions actually are, as compared with what we've forecast and expected. So far, so good. But if I let myself migrate all over the sky, I'll have no data to know whether or not my calculations are correct. So far, so good. 1,900 feet for 2,500. Continuing straight ahead. Fuel pump off, still climbing. 160 seems to be working. And again, that's to remain on the 145 radial. So that shows indeed the crosswind is in there. A little off course. There we go. Back on my heading. Okay, 2,500 feet. Leveler off. Still happy with the heading. On the second VOR, we have the Portsmouth VOR in place. Fly the plane. This needle, the 189 radial, is the one that we're looking to join up ahead. And that's when we're going to make the right turn to about 210, if I remember. Let's have a look. 218. We'll see. All right. 2,400 RPM. It's about 105 knots as expected. The bumps are real. But what we really have to get discipline on is the scan. If the plane migrates up or down, left or right, it's because my scan was too slow to catch it. This is not a set it and forget it kind of day. And when it migrates all over the place, it's not that damn simulator, it's the pilot. Okay, we're centered on the number 2. So I'm going to make my turn to the expected 220, 218. We'll go with 220 and see if it works. Here it comes, 220. Now let's see. If the heading stays. I'm actually going to set it up top because that's where my DME is. Okay. So far, so good. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like it's migrating a little bit. Looking at this VOR indicator, I'm not sure how clear it is for you to look at, but the center of the dial is my airplane. My selected radial is the needle, which is a little off my left wing. So I'm going to try like 205 or 215. Fly the plane instead of 220. And let's see what that does. I'm going to go all the way for 210 now, and let's see what that does for us over time. 210, straighten it out. Fly the plane. Life gets a little bit easier now because now I have land in front of me that I can use out the window to help me maintain my flight attitude and heading. Until this point, I was looking out to sea or climbing, and I was really dependent on these instruments to keep me honest. Now at least I can spend a little more time working the picture out the window. This needle is not getting better, it's actually getting a tiny bit worse. So I'm going to go for 200, see what that does for me. And again, my objective is to stay on the 189 radial. The compass heading that I fly is dependent on where is the wind coming from. I might have made a mistake in my calculations, or the forecast. Those aren't reported conditions on the winds aloft chart. Those are forecast conditions on the winds aloft chart. So, doesn't mean they're the gospel truth. Honestly, 200 is getting me back to where I want to be very slowly and gradually. And keep in mind, we're talking about a VOR that's behind us by almost 40 miles. Fly the plane, get back to your altitude. That means that what's represented by that 189 at 40 miles away is a much wider swath of area than it would be if we were 5 miles away from the VOR. Just basic VOR navigation. Okay. Now, to help me, we're at 41 miles now. I'm going to put on standby 114.5, which is the Martha's Vineyard VOR up ahead. So the Portsmouth VOR behind us is a from indicator because it's behind us. We're flying 189. When we flip over to the Martha's Vineyard VOR, it's still the 189 radial. They're in line with each other. but it's in front of us. So this is going to go from a from to a to indication. So my heading is working. So I can switch these VORs, even though I probably am not going to receive the Vineyard VOR yet. But I know that we will receive it, and I know that this navigation calculation has been working to this point. So basically now we're strictly on dead reckoning, which is deduced reckoning or course navigation based on calculations. Fly the plane, 2350. Let's gently come back to 2500. Okay, we're getting there. Nothing on the VOR yet, that's fine. I've been doing gauges for a couple minutes, honestly. I am going to get on my course and altitude. I'm going to look out the window and pick one of these inlets up in front of us and use that as my primary means for a few minutes of maintaining my heading and altitude and attitude. Looking good. Okay, the VOR just came to life. Well, it's time to start looking for landmarks and the airport itself. The airport